Good morning, and we have an early morning for those of you in the US. We got a nice breakfast race today for the Zelda 1 Randomizer uh, SGL tournament. We have Diane versus Mocco, a really good matchup, I think, in a really interesting group that still has the possibility of having everybody go 2-2. I'm sure Diane and Mocco will have something to say about that today. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Bogey. How are you doing, Bogey?
I'm doing well. Had my Dunkin' already, got my iced coffee next to me, and I'm looking forward to this race. I think Mako's sitting at 1-1 in the. I don't even. Is this the raft group? I forget which group this,
Nah, this is
this
not the
is.
raft group.
Oh
I don't
no, the
remember.
ladder
I can
group.
never. The ladder group.
It's right
Okay.
on the screen. It's the ladder group. So yeah, as you were saying, this is the group that I think, as we start here, that everyone could go 2-2. Mako sitting at 1-1, Diane at 1-2. So this is an absolute must-win for Diane. Obviously, Mako wants to win as well. But yeah, this should be a great race. I was looking at the pony stats this morning, and in 2024, Diane has a 12-10 advantage over Mako. So this is definitely going to be a very even one between these two.
Yeah, really close. And if I'm not mistaken, Diane's two losses were also really close races, which unfortunately still means they're losses. Immediate candle's nice.
Yeah, Candle's good. Yeah, one of those losses Diane had was, I think, a 20-second loss to Opno Point. So, I mean, that's how close that's how much parity there is in this group.
In the meantime, we have Wizrobes in the Overworld, which guess what? Means no Wizrobes in the dungeons, which is always my preference, even though it does make travel a little bit treacherous over the Overworld.
Yeah, I think my preference, and you'll see Diane employ this a lot, is to use pause strats in the overworld, especially when you're sitting on 3 hearts, as you'll never know when you'll see a Wizrobe around the corner ready to pop you with some beams.
Yeah, Diane, very good with the pause strat. Still uses them. I don't think she even uses the newer, because it's now about 2 years old. The option to swap back and forth between pause and we got something from the Armos, and I don't
We
know
got
what.
silver arrows at the Death
Ooh,
Armos.
one of those things that it's really really nice to have early silvers. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to worry about them in level 9, especially given that it's the only item that can be in level 9 that we actually have to search for. On the other hand, it doesn't do anything for us right now.
It doesn't. Immediately where my mind would go as a runner is I'm not going to have to search level 9, so it's probably going to be a quicker seed in general. And I get, with second quest Overworld here, I get some of that money back in terms of money I would reserve for. Ooh, as Diane takes a death there at the Death Armos, aptly named. But having that arrow money, you don't necessarily have to buy wood arrows now, so you could
Yeah.
use it for a key or a potion.
And the nice thing for Diane is she did see the arrows, so she doesn't have to rush back to try and get them on 3 hearts. She can go back later, uh, when she's got more health, maybe a ring, whatever, or even just after you get the bow when you know you're going to need them.
Yeah, if I were Diane at this point, I would do my checks here as she's doing, and kind of loop through the grave area, check towards the vanilla Armos spot, and kind of loop around, just so that I don't have to go back later.
Yeah, that would work really well. Also noticing Gorias on the Overworld, which is my least favorite Overworld enemy, because I feel like they're relatively easy to deal with in dungeons. And in the Overworld, you're trying to run past them. They always seem to snipe you in the back with that boomerang that just reaches just far enough to get you.
Yeah, blue Gurias are my nemesis in the Overworld, absolutely. As we find level 9 here in the southwest
Ooh,
corner.
that's a terrible spot for that. Put that there.
Yeah, but it's good to know that it's there. So, that's one of those things, again, where maybe Diane might think, in terms of her routing of those silvers, as we see a white sword ladder, and Mako takes a death. I would kind of start linking those two things. Like, okay, I can maybe get silvers as I head to level 9.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you might find, if you find bow early-ish, then having the silvers earlier would be better to give you that extra combat.
All right. And of course, with both runners having a candle, we're going to check a lot of spots that can't have the sword. The overworld blocks, wood sword blocks are on, but the silvers don't block anything, so that's kind of irrelevant. It's going to be in an open cave. Not here, because level 7 has decided to hang out over at level 1.
Yep, Mocco doing the smart thing here and just taking note of its location and moving on.
Yeah, I kind of like if you find one or two in particular. I especially like to check those dungeons. 'Cause you get something free on the floor. It's a little less likely you're going to get something free in another dungeon because of the, especially with the remove most open staircase flag on. A lot of those open staircases are not so open.
Yeah.
Nice any roads.
Yeah, I like popping in, maybe finding an early key or some bombs, especially with no sword. But yeah, outside of that, maybe if it's level 2, just knowing that the item could be on the floor, or level 1, as you said, also has a floor item.
Also, 2 any roads up in West Death Mountain. 1 is good, thank you. We don't really need 2.
Diane finding level 8 here. So we've seen 7, 8, 9.
That's our cheap candle that we already have. I always feel like if you have to end up having to buy a candle, it ends up being more expensive. And if you get one at the take any, this one was 41 rupees, one above minimum.
Yep. And I think bait was 51. Again, you're probably not going to buy it early on, but just good to know that it's cheap as well.
And right now, we're just looking for that wood. Oh, there it is in the desert cave. We can do stuff now.
Yeah, and it's a good screen to get it on too here with the red gorillas. Hopefully, Mocco can get a bomb. Of course not. As Diane finds level 3
too much.
at the forgotten spot.
Ooh. Yeah, she might be heading back there relatively soon, although it's kind of annoying to get there.
Yeah, another good screen here for Mocco. Gets his bombs. Always good to get those, especially when you're approaching the coast.
Q27 spot says, take my money. 31, okay for the mid-secret.
Yeah, not too bad. Diane finds level 4, just northeast of start. If she checks the desert cave here, then she'll have her sword, and we'll see if she heads back to level 3 or 4.
Yeah, she's right in the right area for that. Level 1, that's what you want to find. Although level 1,
those bombs.
Level 1 can be key heavy. Hopefully, it won't be too bad this time. See, right there, there's already a key.
Yep. And looks like Mocco will probably have to go get a key.
We'll see if we might try and pirouette a bomb wall here. Game says no. And he came in from the left, so I don't think he has the opportunity. I think it's just the one door.
Correct.
There's that ladder for Diane.
Yep, and she'll get her wood sword here in a moment.
Wand on the coast, that's a nice item. Not required, but very nice to have that extra offense. The runner's going to want to get that. Ooh, and money.
Yep, yeah. 122, a very good large secret. Mocco sitting on nearly 200 rupees. Yeah, once those runners get a couple hearts, they're going to go grab that ladder, go grab that wand, and get a lot of offense going.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to see... I'm not sure what you're going to buy with that 194. Maybe buy some bait. We don't need to buy arrows. We don't need to buy a candle. I hesitate, even with good money, to buy a blue ring in this flag set. It's just... Your money can just evaporate so quickly and just be not able to buy anything. Buy a potion if we have a letter.
So we have a segmented level 2, because that single block room had a key on the floor, and those rooms don't drop. As Mocco grabs his first Triforce. We'll
I imagine
definitely go
he'll,
back in.
yeah, go back in, check the segment. Diane in level 4. We get to see a map. And she's got a bomb. A bomb. Fortunately, most of level 4 does not necessarily have to have its bombs walls open up, but most of them tend to.
Yeah, I think there's like 1 or 2 that typically do not bomb open.
Whereas in level 1 and level 2, you're only not going to be able to bomb if there's a right side staircase situation or an old man. Or same with level 3. Mocco hoping to get a bomb off these blue Lionels. Blue Lionels say no.
If I were Mocco, I'd want a map.
I know, right? Imagine getting a map in this game.
Right.
That happens occasionally, right?
Yep. And Diane's going to give us a preview of what's in the staircase. She can get through these pesky enemies. Yep, Mocco seeing the segment in level 2.
Not sure what those clown heads are. in the sense of Pokemon or in the sense of Legend of Zelda.
I know nothing about Pokemon, so chat will definitely have to help us out today.
Ooh, Recorder just sitting on the floor for Mocco, and he's done with level 2. Be nice.
Yeah, that's a great.
I think he got the heart container too, so that's good.
He did. Yeah, he got it on the floor. Yeah, Recorder, huge to find early as Diane finds the red candle. Also a nice to have item here, especially with red bubbles.
Good for candle boosting, good for extra repeatable offense. Obviously, she'll pick up the wand, which is better repeatable offense. But for now, we don't have it, so it can be useful. And most of these enemies, not against the Pole's voice, of course.
And Opno point in chat correctly pointing out that the red candle is candle blocks.
Yeah, I mean, the game, the vanilla game in Quest 2 does that to you, so I guess that makes it okay in the randomizer. 10 for the small secret is pretty good for second quest, so we get an extra couple of those.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, the other great thing about having Recorder early here for Mocco is you can just loop in those Recorder checks into your routing naturally, not having to double back. And if he were to die in the Overworld, especially with this Wizrobe infested Overworld, he could very easily get back to this area.
Yeah, one of the worst things about this Overworld situation is that you can end up, 36 ruby bombs, it's terrible. But you can end up with a situation where you clear the Overworld, and then you find out there's got to be something blocked, so you get a Recorder, and then you clear the Overworld again, and then you find out there's a power bracelet block, and then you have to clear the Overworld again for 10 spots and then 7 spots. It's a lot of spots, a lot of extra clearing. It's really nice to have one or both of those items early, so you only don't have to do any extra loops.
Definitely, and I think Diane's kind of in a pickle here, although she is doing a great job of getting around those traps on half a heart. Definitely a tricky room.
Gonna get a key out of this.
Yep, but she won't be able to candle boost.
No, not on half a heart.
I've done that in a race before. Just instinct takes over and you candle boost on half a heart, and then you just die.
Yeah, I mean, you've had some issues with fire before, so.
I know. We love fire here.
All right, Mocco, gonna clear out the northeast. Haven't really seen much. Nice HUD clip. Another key for Diane. Both are runners with enough keys to maybe go into level 1. Now, level 1 can be really bad sometimes with those key doors, so sometimes 2 isn't enough. I don't think Diane's seen it yet. Mocco has. May want to see just how many keys he can get before he goes in there.
Yeah, Diane hasn't been to the area where 2 and 1 are, but she'll be happy to see those. I think if I'm Mocco at this point, I'm looking for a couple more hearts so that I could be guaranteed to get my ladder and then get that wand. That's basically all I would be thinking about here. Although he's jumping into a level 6, proving me wrong.
Level 6, always an interesting one. Sometimes it can be the biggest dungeon in the game at times, because it can actually be bigger than level 9. More likely, it's going to be around the size of 7 or 8. But it is definitely not anybody's favorite dungeon to be looking in. See how long he stays in here.
And the seed already disproving the Jess theorem that ladder is not here in level 6.
Fun fact, Jess theorem will be right once out of every 13 seeds on average. Just gotta say it enough times, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Mocco doing a nice job with these dark nuts and these Pole's voice in not a nice room with 2 bubbles. I always say bubbles are bad with enemies no matter what, because as bad as the red and blue ones are, you always know whether you have a sword or not. With these regular ones, you're just kind of mashing your button, like, where's my sword? Where's my sword? When's it coming back?
Yeah, I don't know that if I were Mocco, I would be spending much time here. I'd be obsessed with getting those hearts and getting that wand and getting into that level 1.
I especially don't like using the keys when you know you have a level 1 that's key blocked immediately available to you. Just, take as many keys to that dungeon. Sometimes level 1 will give you back the keys, but not other than the segment. Oh, this is a terrible segment.
We have a map. That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's not as bad as 6 can be, except that segment is really awful. Yeah, and so there's a Triforce that's ladder block, so let's see if he even stays. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. But that's good to know. You need, you need your ladder to get that Triforce, and it's a good thing for Mocco to see. I would have been more inclined to leave after seeing the tea room, just knowing that my mobility within the level was kind of more linear. I just don't like doing level 6 this early, is the moral of the story.
I mean, sometimes that can pay out, but yeah, not a fan either. Also noticing that with these wizards and those Gibdos, Mocco had realized there was no way he was getting up that ladder, has to come from this direction. Nice thing is he can screen scroll over here and get to the fairy fountain and do the last checks over here. So and Diane digging another dungeon that I don't like early.
Yeah. And Diane saw level 3, so I would have been, at the very least, finding a red ring.
Okay,
though.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, that will immediately make traversing the overworld much easier.
Yeah, and she's leaving, and I like the call to leave because the that red ring gonna help her out a lot, but could go faster through that dungeon later, and at this point just needs the Triforce, so running around in a big dungeon for that doesn't make a lot of sense. Might be able to come back with a book, you might be able to come back with better offense. Well, should be able to come back with better offense, because there's a ladder with a wand waiting for you.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, and maybe you have a book, so then you would know which way to go in level 7.
And I'm gonna find these fun any roads that I mean, anytime you get one that takes you to Death Mountain, that's a good thing, but getting 2 that takes you to Death Mountain maybe is a bit overkill.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Both runners got the early candle from a Take Any, and I don't think we've seen one since, because Mocco's heart came from the floor in level 2.
That sounds right.
Well,
and the shame is, like, the candle was so cheap that this is definitely a seed where you would have liked to have bought a candle if you could have, given that the ladder is your white sword item. But it's so hard to turn down the Take Any candle that early. I don't like to call it a free candle because you're paying a heart, but it's the true free candle is an easy red candle or white sword for free somewhere, and you get the wood sword candle. But I mean, I'll never blame anyone for taking the candle at the beginning, but just sometimes it's like, oh, if I could take that back and pay the $41,
Yeah, occasionally the right play is to start over and take your heart and find the candle later if the situation calls for it. But yeah, I think
this one didn't. This was too much. This was too deep. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of the way I approach a lot of these seeds, or every seed really, is like just trying to think holistically about like what's going to give me the biggest time advantage. So I know Diane and Mako's doing a good job of exploring the overworld. I would just be obsessed, just knowing that that wand is on the coast and your ladder is your white sword item. I would be completely fixated on finding additional hearts as Mako finds level 9. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to dig a level 3 or a level 4, but I would just be obsessed with trying to get those additional hearts.
And Diane is in level 3 right now, which is a good place to be for her.
Yep, and it's the forgotten spot, so aptly named. As Diane gets her first heart.
Now, Mako, I don't believe, is checked on 4 hearts. I may be wrong, but...
He has not, no. He hasn't been back over there. Because I think level 1 was actually not too far from the ladder. I think it was on the coast, right? So
that's right.
Zelda not in her room today.
Hey, but she's left some money for us.
Yep. It's the least she could do for saving her.
Diane, in the meantime, has quietly accumulated 5, now 4 keys. And always nice when the Zols go down to a single wood sword / flame. So that's also good. That's good for money, and it's good for combat in general. Just not having to deal with gels.
Yep. Potential item room here for Diane with the compass on the floor. So in shapes, this is not a standing drop room typically, so this is a remove most open stairs. If this were second quest 3's compass, I believe, is on the floor, or there is an item just on the floor in a reverse E.
Yeah, well, what we learned recently is that if it's in the middle, that means it's if it's an RMOS, it's replacing the right side staircase. So this wall to the right is not going to bomb. Shoutouts to Opno Point, who figured that one out. Unfortunately, Patra's never easy. Especially on wood sword early on. Even with that red ring.
Yeah. And that's a tough room to try to navigate a Patra fight.
Yep.
Mako finds his level 8. We'll see if he pokes around now that he has a sword. When Diane found it, she had not found her sword yet.
He's gonna open up that bomb wall. Stealthful's not too bad. You have to be a little more careful against these guys because they do shoot the swords, but they're still relatively easy to take care of. More Stalfos? Stalfi? I don't know. Map?
Hey, we have a map. That is a gross level 8.
That is it's a gross level 8. Pretty typical looking level 8 with lots of holes and pretty big.
Nice piece of Swiss cheese there. Ganon also not in his room today.
Probably in some water room. Not sure why Fred put water rooms in Ganon's room. It's really annoying. How to make your Ganon fight much more difficult? Put him in water.
I actually like fighting Ganon in a Chevy because I feel like I'm a little bit better than most at that fight.
This is the room I hate. The Double River Room Ganon fight is terrible, and sometimes your ladder despawns. It's terrible. It's horrible. It should not be a thing. Yeah, I'm a little surprised, like you say, Mako has one available, has 2 keys to go in there, and yet here we are in level 8. At least so far the enemy set's not bad.
And I get it in the sense that it's kind of out of the way, but at the same time, I would just take note of it, and just the information available would steer me out of any big dungeon.
Yeah, I'm always a little afraid of the big dungeons without a ladder too, because you just never know when you're going to get ladder blocked, and you're not you're not finding the ladder in said dungeon because you know exactly where it is.
Yeah, Absolutely. So I'm not sure, unless Diane is going for a map. I'm not sure why she is necessarily fighting these blue Lionels. They are beefy. She's doing a great job of killing them, unless it's
Red
our
candles.
item. And
there we go. Red candle's
yeah,
still good for that.
so I can eat my words. I am glad it is the item.
It is the raft, which opens up 2 overworld locations, so could be significant. I know Mocco has claimed that every seed he does has a raft spot on it, so we'll see if that holds true today.
Yeah, I love the double raft seeds. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, it's always a little different to have that as one of your overworld block dungeons. Now, of course, we don't have that flag on, so it doesn't have to show up. You don't have to have a block dungeon, but there's so many blocked locations in this flag set that it just tends to come up. And I'm glad that I like the overworld block on in a 1Q overworld. I don't like it on in a 2Q overworld. Is this a compass? Yeah, it is a compass. So at least Mako's gonna get a compass out of this. Okay, was hoping to get a compass. He shakes his head.
Yeah, and this is the downfall of doing a level 8 on 5 hearts, and now, or I think he started with 4. He may have picked up a heart here.
Yeah, he picked up a heart.
Now you face the mental struggle of being sort of pot committed, because you're like, oh, I've already checked out 50% of this dungeon. Let me just do the rest of it.
Yep.
And so I think a lot of this game, as you start to approach the upper tiers of play, a lot of it is it's kind of like being a poker player, having the discipline to know that you should or shouldn't do things in certain situations.
Sure.
And of course, it's human nature to be like, oh, I can dig this, and I'm good at this game. But it's really not about whether or not you're good. It's just making those really good decisions in the moment. And so that's why players like Fury or TA909 or Sci-Town are consistently at the top of their game, because they have that ability to just say, nope, I'm not doing this right now, in very decisive moments in a seed.
Yeah, Mako's just really beating his head on this level 8. Maybe just wants to get back to that compass, but you know where the compass is. I really would just come back here later, but like it's that sunk cost fallacy, right?
Yep.
I've spent so much time, I need to get something out of this.
It might be something different if he knew level 1 were like really difficult to get through, or if he didn't know that ladder and wand were out there. I mean, just think about how much more quickly he can move through this dungeon.
Oh yeah.
With that wand in hand. So we're getting a look here from Diane at the Northwest Death Mountain area.
Nice that we have those any roads. Once she's done here, she can take an any road back, plus that's 2 less bomb spots you have to worry about. Also nice.
Yeah, so Mocco gets his compass. Thankfully.
We saw, yeah, he was near that room, just didn't quite get into it. I want to say there was a shutter behind maybe some pulse voice or something. Definitely not an easy room to get to.
The other thing here for Mocco is he has not seen either item. And so that's another thing that's probably, pulling at him. Sure. Is, there is going to be some return here. Of course, if it were something, critical like a bow, then you feel better about your play.
A bow would be really good here, because that would mean that your opponent also has to do all these pulse voices without a bow. But, there's a really good chance that Diane will get here with wand, which does make it a little bit easier to deal with these guys. Typically 3 or 4 hits instead of 10, anywhere from 8 to 12.
Yeah, and Mocco doing a good job clearing out clearing out those pulls voice.
That looks so much like it was going to be the item, and then the game just said no. And then this room, which, between the BMOS and the bubbles, It makes this a very difficult room. And then we have more red bubbles, and this will not be a stair because there's a shutter. And we grab a key for free, so yay. Don't have to kill that room.
Yeah, now the difficulty for Mocco is he's in this area as he finds a staircase at the very least, and I don't think this is his transport because he's seen the transport.
Yeah, I think he's seen the transport.
I just really hope he doesn't die here, for his sake.
Okay, there we go. Nice clip in.
Oh
no, not the boomerang. I mean, you know, it has utility, but man, oh man, this deep in a dungeon, that is not what you're hoping to find.
No. Now he's contemplating, do I get at that point and I don't know if that Triforce was blocked from him in some way, but you almost might want to grab the Triforce at this point because you have the recorder and you could at least get back to level 8, but now he's gonna have to walk back here.
Yeah, if it was that Pole's voice room that I'm thinking of, I can see why he doesn't want to do it right now, but yeah, it would be nice to be able to get back easily. I'm gonna up out of that door repair because we're probably the end of his route anyway.
Yeah, so let's see if Mocco takes the chance of trying to get his ladder.
I mean, it's 2/3 right now, and it's on the way to level 1. So I would go hit the ladder spot, hit the white sword item, hope to pick up the ladder, and then if it doesn't pull, I'd still head to level 1. If it does pull, then you go grab the wand, and I'd still go to level 1.
All right, well, it's not 4 hearts. Diane just tried it at 4, did not pull. So, and yeah, I mean, you know, worst case, you find your 6th heart in level 1, right? So,
hopefully.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to see the enemy set in level 1 because I think we only saw an old man room and a key door.
All right, so we'll get our look here at level 1. Diane has 3 keys to her name.
Mocco spending a lot of money on bombs. Fortunately, he has a decent amount of money. Money hasn't been terrible this seed, but it's so expensive. It hurts me every time I see someone buy bombs for over $30. It hurts me even more when I have to do it.
Yeah.
And more key doors.
More key doors. This room doesn't drop, so I'm hoping Diane goes south. There's something. I think
there.
it's a 5er. I think it's a 5er.
Probably, yeah, I think so. We do have that room with the Lionels does have a shutter with the key doors. Could save some of that for a Kanana key if we run out of keys. Otherwise, we are seeing more and more key doors in this level 1.
Yeah, and Mocco digging level 4. We'll hopefully get a red candle out of this at some point. Yeah, level 1 living up to its name in terms of being very key heavy here.
There's a compass. Nice of the bubbles to actually group up in the correct place. Oh, but unfortunately, Mocco walks into a Pole's voice, and that's not gonna work.
So this red ring definitely is going to pay dividends for Diane. Just the ability to take on this Gliok without having to worry about dying in any way. As Diane finds her bow on the floor.
Oh, that's going to make level 8 so much easier for her when she gets there. And there's a Triforce. Yep. I don't think we've seen the stair item, though. So I wouldn't be surprised she goes back in. Puzzle Hunt, you know, you want the heart because ladder's sitting there, and you know it's not 4 hearts.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is you've seen at least 2 or 3 key doors. So without the recorder, no easy way to save scum. I'll be curious to see which door Diane picks here.
I feel like she had access to this door to the right, so
yeah,
she didn't go up.
She bombed into that room. So we get a map. All right, so she could
that helps.
Bomb left.
Red candle for Mocco.
If this doesn't bomb, it's your stair item.
Once the old
as
man might be under here anyway.
she,
Oh, another key
she
door.
is
Oh,
key
it's so.
blocked out of the.
Oh, it's so bad. There
I think
might
there's
be
a
other
couple
ways to
rooms
go.
left. I don't
That
know if
that
she made it all
tail
the
on
way.
the tail on the
Yeah.
right side might not be completely covered.
Yeah, Mocco doing the smart thing here, trying to see if he can despawn the pulse
Yeah.
voice, but cannot.
Have we tried to bomb the Vire yet? I think that's what we're trying right now. And we
Ooh, they
cannot.
rolled up. They rolled up.
Goddamn Vires! They always roll up.
Yeah, I'd say the two things right now. You know, what are we? 35 minutes into the seed. I'd say the two advantages Diane has at the moment is that red ring, and then just not having dug that level 8 yet. And she'll have the bow going into that, so I'd give the advantage at this moment to Diane. But
yeah, agree.
I mean, it's still very early.
Way too early. Yep. Way too early to call a lead. Oh, those
Yeah, and
traps.
you see that. Yeah, when Diane did that room, she did not have red ring. So Mocco coming back, has the item, knows he can get the Triforce at any time. It's very close to start too, so I would not be worried. Yeah, we'll see. Mocco now is going to head towards that ladder. We'll see if it pulls at 5 hearts.
That would be really good. I really hope it pulls for at 5 hearts for both our runners' sake. But Mocco could really use that extra offense.
Moment of truth. No,
it is 6.
Oh,
The game says no. Okay, Diane in level 2. I think there's a heart here that Mocco got, so that will get her to 5, but we need 6.
So Mocco is going to go to level 1, which is the right play here for him.
We'll get him the bow, we'll get him a Triforce. I think he's got... I want to say
So
Diane also...
same...
Yeah, I think the key count's
Diane
the same.
had 3 coming in here too, so Mocco knows he needs to go through this door. Now, if Mocco goes north here before attempting to go... Okay, this might give him a chance to get through that door if he bombs left here, but...
He does get the map earlier, so that's good.
Yeah,
on the other hand, it could lock him... Well, it depends on... There could be a key in one of these rooms that gets him back to be able to get the bow and all that other good stuff, so hopefully this works out.
So Mocco has the opportunity now to actually Kanana in that room where he used the key door, because there's a shutter in that room.
Yeah, that's true.
So it does get pelted by a Lionel. But if that stair item is something good, yeah. I mean, it could be like the any key, and that would just solve a lot of his problems.
That'd be wonderful. I mean, how many times have we seen any key just sitting there in level 1 behind a bunch of key doors? It does happen. So.
Yep.
Way more than it should.
All right, so highly confident that that's probably our item, with it being a single push block.
Yep, very conspicuous push block. Not as conspicuous as it could be, since it doesn't have a drop in front of it, but still very conspicuous. Diane in level 6. I'll even out some of the time, potentially, that Mocco spent in here.
Although she does have... So this room, for example, Mocco had to sword down those pulls voice, and Diane's just able to take them out very quickly. Also, she has red ring, whereas Mocco did not.
All true. Okay, is that going to push? It is going to push.
Right.
Okay, what do we got?
It at least pushes. All right,
okay.
Buck is not bad.
We are going to have maps now, which is really nice. We'll have some wand fire, but I think for the most part, I think having wand fire is not bad. I don't like it against things like a patcher in particular, but some enemies just go really quickly. These Lionels with wand and wand fire are pretty darn good. Like Lex as well, and of course Landmos is. I swear the book was made for Landmos.
So we'll see if Mocco is able to Kanana the room south of here that he's approaching. Diane finding a staircase in level 6. It is our any key. A.
That's a nice find. All our key problems solved. Well, all Diane's key problems solved. Good news for Mocco is there's a good chance he comes back here with the ladder, and we will have the book, so we'll have the map. So might have an easier time finding it the second time around.
So the trouble for Mocco, unfortunately, is that he is key blocked here. He can bomb east, but I believe the Triforce was in that.
Yeah, Triforce and Bow, I think, are there. Ken Kanana this room. Yeah. I don't know that we haven't seen everything beyond this door. There's no way we could have, because we still haven't seen the heart container in this dungeon.
Yeah, and this is probably going to be one of those rooms where the shutter pushes.
Of course it is. Why would the game do anything different? Just really unfortunate for Mocco that he will not be able to get his bow here.
Yeah, I think the only thing at this point Diane really needs is that recorder. That would be the one thing looming over my head. Well, actually, and the ladder. And
yep,
2 hearts. Yeah.
Both just need a heart. Yep. Where's our hearts?
Yeah, we've only seen that one take any.
Yeah, somewhere Chestjerk is smiling because he would have picked up the heart at the beginning.
Yeah, probably would have his ladder. Hopefully he does not do that tonight at 10 p.m.
Now, first raft spot. No, that's not the raft spot. That's the upper corner. And clears out the northeast.
Look at a HUD clip. Nice HUD clip by Diane. One of my favorite moves. I will be doing that at 10 p.m. tonight.
We won't see it till like 10:15, so you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is crazy. We have not seen any other take any's. We're 41 minutes in, and we have a total of 9 hearts across our two runners, and 6 of them were given to us by the game.
Yeah, none of them have. No one skipped hearts yet. So, Mocco finding level 3 for the first time. This will be a raft.
So he can Kanana, not Kanana. He can pirouette that door. It's not a pirouette that you normally see, but if he were to screen scroll to the left and then not walk through, and then just go back. That's
nicely done. That should work.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. But there's a couple screens like that where you don't get to do the pirouette like that as often, so it's something that some runners will forget. But good job, Mocco. Good job dodging the red bubble. Hashtag JustAndy8.
Not. Yeah, these Lionels have had it in for Mocco today.
Well, and that's just where that little dig of level 7 that Diane did a while ago, getting her red ring, just is paying off. All right, we'll see if raft is required.
Come on, give me a required. Nope. No required raft today.
Yeah. Because I don't think we've seen level 5. I think we've seen everything else.
That sounds right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Yep. I think that's 5 that's left. That's it. Have our white sword item waiting for us with 6 hearts.
Okay, chat correcting us that we do have level 5.
And never mind. Is that 0 block dungeons today for our runners?
It might be.
Mocco sees the Triforce, is going to want to pull this raft out. Well, I mean, he's not going to be thrilled to see a raft, but this small dungeon, you're not leaving anything behind. Plus, you get a key. Get more keys. Go back to level 1. Get that bow. Get that Triforce. Not that he knows the bow is there, but he'll be happy to find it. Maybe find another heart so that he can pick up the ladder. Okay, he's not really looking. I would have checked that room to see if there was a key or a heart to pick up there.
Yeah. Our tracker Neo No Name informing us that there are no overworld blocks in today's seed.
Yeah, Diane back in level 4 just needs the Triforce out of here. I'm pretty certain this is the raft room for Mocco.
Yeah, it is. Because I had incorrectly questioned Diane's decision to fight these Lionels, but Mocco doing a very good job here of creating a lot of clenching moments. Doing a good job now. It should be in the clear here. Those Lionels can't turn and fire north or south when they're kind of in that little crevice.
Oh, apparently we missed that the level 6 Triforce was in the Chevy room as well, so that's fun.
Mocco at least knows that he needs his ladder to get back there.
Oh, that's right. We saw that earlier.
Mocco getting his raft. Good double
Yay,
clip.
raft.
I'm a big fan of the double clip in a reverse C.
It's a fun little clip to do.
Yeah. It's fun when you get it to work, and it can save like a good 5 seconds. I think I timed it out one day.
Looks like Diane's gonna get the book with that any key. No longer has to worry about those keys.
Yeah, and I think the only other thing Diane may want to find, which I'm pretty sure she will, because she hasn't seen level 2, but will be that recorder.
Yeah, and of course we don't know for sure that recorder is going to be required. Looks like it's not blocking anything, but there could still be a stray dig dogger somewhere requiring that recorder. So it just feels better to have it. Plus the fast travel is really nice.
All right, I know enough Pokemon to know that that's the Pokédex, I believe.
That is my understanding as well. I played one Pokemon game, so I'm not completely lost, but yeah, it's not a game I can say I know super well.
Actually, version 2 in chat raising a very good point that Diane has the Triforce out of level 2, but doesn't have the recorder, so
you could go.
Maybe she'll make.
Yeah, there's really no reason for her to go back there, so that's a really interesting situation. Yeah, there's the map to level 5. I don't think we've seen that yet.
Yep. Looks kind of like a bulldozer type of thing. Or Zamboni, I don't know.
There you go, yeah, it looks like Diane wants this heart. Unfortunately, she needs 2 more to get the ladder.
Yeah, this is another dungeon for Mocco where not having the bow just does not help. He has no keys, no bombs, no offense other than that wood sword and red candle, but it's just tough.
Yeah. I mean, where are we at on our money? I don't know what our key shops are like. I haven't. Where are we at on our money? Oh, 130. Yeah, he could buy a key. In fact, he's
gonna buy a key.
And Diane finds out the bad news. You need 1 more heart.
I mean, it is crazy. I understand when you're on Red Ring, having 5 hearts, but I mean, it's just, they've been in a number of dungeons and they just haven't found the hearts.
This flag set is so the heart shuffle flag set I find really odd sometimes, because there are seeds where the game is just throwing hearts at you. They're just everywhere. You don't miss a single one. And then there's seeds like this, where you're just begging for 1 more heart to get your white sword item.
And Mocco taking that 1 key, going back to level 1. I hope he doesn't need a second key. I can't remember if...
I feel like 1 should be enough, because I feel like if he had gone down instead of up, he would have been fine, but we'll find out. I don't think he's going to be able to get into that heart container, though. And you're not going to go that direction, because you go the direction of the Triforce.
Yeah,
I hope
definitely.
you find your item there.
Yeah, but that bow will feel good for Mocco, although, then you sort of, in the back of your mind, start to wonder, oh, how long has my opponent had this?
Yeah. Well, the tough part for Mocco is he did at one point have a lot of keys. I think he had 4 or 5 at one point, and I used a lot of them up in the
level 8.
Steel level 8, and that really hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Diane...
he just reset. So, yeah, it looks like there was another key block for him.
That's a bummer.
I mean, it looks like he needs to get back to level 6. I mean, I don't know how many keys Diane went in there get that any key, but she was able to get it without the ladder, so... And now you have a map, so I suppose... Now, he doesn't know the any key's there, so there's nothing really to draw him back to that location. And now level 8, but with the bow, he's going to be able to get through a lot simpler here. Ooh, not a good death there for Mocco.
Yeah.
Also, I can't imagine... I mean, Mocco could also go into 7 looking for something, and you'll get a red ring that way. But that's another dungeon. Like, do you really want to go to 7? I just... His choices are just not... None of them are good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 50 minutes in... You can sense the frustration on Mocco's side at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And understandably so. Resources are an issue. And unfortunately, the digs that you've made just haven't paid off, right? Like the level 8 dig of finding a blue boomerang had to be one of those moments where you're like, oh man, like this has just been a waste of time.
He's going to take this key into level 5, and we'll, again, if he gets stuck, I'm sure he'll reset it back again. So the Triforce is right above that room that Diane was just in. She doesn't know that because she doesn't have the compass. And it looks like you have to get in there from the left because she tried bombing up into that room and was unable to do so. And I didn't see what happened there to Mocco, but he must have reset that key back because here we are.
Yeah, he was ladder blocked in 5. So let's see what Mocco does right now. He looks like he's headed back to level 1. So I think this was the room that Mocco saw the blue boomerang.
Yep. I don't understand why Pokemon makes that a bone, but it does.
I don't know.
I'm sure there are people that know that game a lot better than I do that could explain it. Yeah. I am not that person. There's a move called the bone meringue. Okay. Okay.
All right, Mocco refueling on his coffee.
You know, sometimes just taking a drink of something, coffee, water, or anything that you prefer, can have that little bit of calming in stressful situations there. So I approve the choice.
That reminds me, I should take a sip of my iced Dunkin' coffee.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, there are just a couple of Dunkin' Donuts here in the New England area.
I never saw one there.
Yeah.
We had them in New Jersey, then I moved to California and there was one. And then it went away. And then I moved to Iowa and there were none. And now they have them, so yay.
Yeah. All right, I really hope that Mocco is able to take out this Gliok.
Only a 2-header, so should be able to. But yeah, this is the bow.
Yeah. This is the bow, and then he'll be able to get his Triforce. And I think this will be one of those things that'll get Mocco kind of re-energized.
Yeah, this
All
is.
right.
I still give Diane the advantage here, but there's still a lot of game to play. This will be 3 Triforces, both runners, and neither one has enough hearts for the ladder still. So,
All right, Mocco gets his Triforce out of level 1. We are
yay!
even in the Triforce count. Surprisingly, it feels like everything's been kind of going in Diane's favor.
I mean, we're 55, almost 55 minutes into the race, and we have 6 Triforces, the same 3 on each side. That can't feel good for either runner, and a ladder that you still can't get because it's behind 6 hearts.
I don't know the last time that I played a seed where I could not get the white sword item an hour in,
know,
and
right?
you knew where it was like 5 minutes into the seed. It's crazy.
Oh, hey, look, it's a ladder block Triforce in level 8. Thanks, game.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Mocco in level 7. If he can pull his red ring out of here, that'll be really good for him.
And it wasn't hard for Diane to get, so it's got to be relatively close.
I feel like the map had a couple of spots on it, like she took a transport somewhere. Hey, a key! Yay!
So we have 2 Chevy Triforce blocks in 6 and 8.
Yep.
We have a ladder block in level 5. I don't know what the situation was with the Triforce. Actually, Diane just got that red ring and said see ya.
Yep.
To level 7. So
Didn't even go for it.
And I think level 4 was just a very cruel level. All right, Diane back in level 2. I don't know if she got the heart out of here, which would be like the best
No,
thing.
she couldn't have. She got
she
got level 1 heart, and she got 1 out of 4, 3, something like that. The recorder will be nice. The heart is wonderful.
All right,
there's
so
the Triforce.
it's
for
actually
Mocco
an
at
easy
level 7.
Triforce. Now the question is, does Mocco go back in here?
He might.
He might.
Like at this point, you're just kind of grasping at straws, just trying to find anything, and he's not going back in. Okay, so not going to get the red ring. Not
and that's
crucial.
fine too.
Like the red ring is a really nice to have item, and it can help you out a lot, but it is not crucial to finishing the game by any stretch.
All right, so Mocco going back to level 4. All right, so Diane gets her 6th
Yay!
heart. Oh
we got
my
a ladder.
God. 56 minutes in, 57. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it might actually be a bigger deal if Mocco continues to miss the any key out of level 6, because we've been so key starved.
The interesting thing is Diane did not get the recorder, or did she?
I don't know. And going right back to level 6 to go get that Triforce out of here.
Which is interesting because the wand is just on the coast. Man, that would be such a huge upgrade.
I would pick up that wand. And, with wizards on the overworld, you can use the wand against everything and everyone. I was playing a seed last night where I got red bubbled in a dark nut room, and I went to use the wand. I'm like, wait, I don't have it today.
Oh no.
And you're in level 9. You want to save that potion for Ganon. It was not a good situation.
Yeah. All right, Diane back in level 4 as well. Got her level 6 Triforce. Still even on the Triforce, so I could understand both runners feeling very, very behind at this point. But we are even up here still.
Okay, Mocco back up to 4 keys. That's good. And honestly, given how few rooms he has left in level 1, it wouldn't surprise me if he just went back for the heart in level 1 just to get the ladder. If he doesn't find it here.
So yeah, level 4 also Triforce.
Oh!
Uh,
No, it's so
the
rude.
heart is
The
ladder
heart
blocked.
is
The
so bad.
Triforce is ladder blocked.
Oh, that's so bad at level 4. If that heart would get you the ladder, but you need the ladder to get the heart, so.
Oh my god. All right, best
Yeah, I
thing for
mean,
Mako here at this point would be if Diane takes the long way around level 7.
yeah. Like we're kind of at the point right now where Diane is just gonna be able to start turning on the jets. Has everything she needs. Mako needs to get this last heart container to get the ladder to stay in this pretty soon.
So we did see a dig dogger there. Diane does not have her recorder, so actually the best thing for Mako would be if that... I don't recall where the Triforce was. It wasn't that deep.
Yeah,
but
it was north of in this V column, so I don't think this particular Triforce is Dig Dogger Block, but
yeah.
we don't know anything about level 5 yet, so there are things that could still happen that involve the recorder. And of course, you never know with level 9.
You can
Poor Mako. He's just shaking his head. Like, you just... oh my god.
This is why I love the cameras on, by the way. Like, I mean, everybody watching this feels Mako's pain at this moment.
We've
Just
all
like,
been
why
there.
Game? Yep. Mako probably having some choice words for that Triforce.
I do think Diane is spending a little extra time in this level 7 compared to what Mako did, because Mako didn't get to this area at all on the right side, and I think that might have even been where the red ring was. Mako back into 6. Hopefully he gets his any key out of here. Or a heart. I don't know if we saw the heart in level 6. No, we couldn't have, because Diane has exactly 6.
Yeah. I think... I can't remember where... Oh, Diane got her heart, her 6th heart from level 2.
Yep. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
we still never found another Take Any cave. I guess we're not really... They're probably all under the recorder / power bracelet.
Yeah, that just boggles my mind that we have not seen anything other than the one right near start.
Any key for Mako. That's good.
Hey.
Yeah, and you can see the look on his face. Like, he's definitely happy to have the any key, but he knows he could have gotten that a lot sooner. And, of course, you're worried that your opponent got it sooner and didn't have the key troubles that you had. And to some extent, he'd be right. Now, Diane didn't get it super early, but did get it earlier than he did.
Yeah, and Mako remembering that the Triforce here, as it's been in pretty much every level, is ladder blocked. Meat block in 7.
Yep, no meat today. Which is good. I had a stretch of like 3 straight meat block seeds, so we'll
Nice.
happily not need that. And I mean by calling them. I called several of them in a row. So
I'm a fan of meat block seeds.
oh no, he's back into level 8, which is another ladder block Triforce.
Yeah, yes, and I don't know that he knows that.
He does not. Yet the Ganon's room is one down here. You bomb to the right, and it's right there.
Grab your popcorn. Let's see what the reaction is. Here we go.
Poor Mako. He doesn't want to show anything.
Oh my god! Just
and level 5, it's just super quick. Oh my god. Wizards always like to knock you right back in.
Yeah, Mako shaking his head, still like a very slow, like, I can't believe this.
I mean, if he gets his ladder, like, he looks super behind because he's got, you know, Diane's got 3 extra Triforces, but all those Triforces are really, really quick. He knows where 3 of them are. It looks like the level 5 Triforce wasn't even like it was like a room in. I don't know what the enemies were. Maybe it was a bunch of Pole's Voice that no one wanted to kill until they had a bow. It's funny,
So, yeah,
the joke in chat, the anti-chest jerk flag set. But ironically enough, he would have had his heart. He would have had his ladder a long time ago because he would have taken the take Eddie.
Mocco burning and bombing.
Have
the
you
heart.
ever seen someone burn a heart before and bomb a heart? I don't condone the bombing the heart. Those bombs are precious commodities, but burning, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Mocco playing heel to chest jerk by bombing the heart. He's gonna go get his ladder.
Yay. And yeah, like I said, the rest, he knows where all the Triforce. He's not that far behind. He just needs to go get them.
Yeah, and level 9 could do its thing, and you know, like you said, Mocco's still very much in this. We'll see if he grabs the wand.
I think that's where he's headed right now. I like the play to get the wand a lot. Like a red bubble, a bad red bubble on Diane's side could really screw her up, and she is going to go into 9. Kind of that's a small 9. We're missing 2 entire columns.
Yeah, 104.42 was the entry time. So yeah, Mocco probably at this point needs a magic stare that Diane has difficulty finding.
Yeah, I always say that for level 9 to really do the level 9 things that need to happen, and these things do happen. Diane needs to make a wrong turn, and Mocco needs to make the right turn. But yeah, gonna give up the bomb. Oh boy, wants that money. But yeah, 41 rooms, and as you know, a small 9 tends to be a more convoluted 9. So
yeah, you still have those 12 staircases.
Yep.
Plus your 2 item staircases, so 14 staircases actually. And then a lot of walls that probably won't bomb.
Thought I heard a roar above that other room, but Diane could not bomb out of it. But maybe not. I might have been hearing the Gliak. I'm not 100% sure. Listen for it here. Ah, there it is. Very quick roar.
Oop, can't bomb in though.
Except we can't bomb in. Oh boy.
So in that dash column, 3 rows down. Oh, and Diane on 1 bomb. Oh, it does not bomb.
Oh, that's so bad. Might need a magic staircase to get there. Magic staircase or a magic bomb wall, hoping to get some bombs off these blue Lionels. Blue Lionels say no. You know, Mocco in his Triforce collection stage.
And I understand the decision Diane made to give up the bomb over the rupees, just because her biggest item of offense is the silver arrows. So, I mean, that makes sense. It's just, you know, having those bombs too.
Yeah, Mocco's gonna probably have to give up a bomb as well, because he doesn't have money.
Yeah.
Having bombs,
but he'll have the wand. So.
Yeah, that'll help.
And Mocco making quick work of these Triforce. So headed to level 8 now.
Yep.
And Mocco's probably only 5 minutes behind, because he knows where the Triforce in level 8 is.
Here we have. I think we had a Zelda sighting. I missed it. But definitely a mention in chat from it about it.
Yeah, so if Ganon is via magic staircase and Mocco's able to find that, or have bombs to get to where he needs to get to,
yep,
to find Ganon. I mean, Mocco's very still much in this.
Yeah, Mocco on
level 8 Triforce.
The hard part for Mocco, he's gonna have to give up that bomb. He's only got 26 rupees, which also means he doesn't have enough money to buy bombs. So I don't foresee him having a better time with bombs than Diane is having. Also, yeah, as chat points out, no ring for Mocco.
Yeah, and six hearts. It's gonna be tough. I don't even know if they have potions. I don't know that.
No,
I mean,
we never.
no take
I mean, there's
any's.
we haven't seen take any. One take any. We definitely didn't get the letter. There's a lot of Overworld we never saw. Mostly blocked
unfortunately,
Overworld, but
for Mocco, it looks like Diane may have the path to Ganon. If this
has to be it. And there's your
compass,
compass.
unless it's a magic staircase.
Oh, and she's right there next to him. Oh my
man.
god. Compass into Ganon into Zelda. That's amazing.
So we did say this was a must-win for Diane.
Yep.
So she'll finish 2-2. Mocco, I think, will be 1-2 after this race. But again, everybody in this group could still finish 2-2.
We still have the chaos possibility. Let's get the chaos going.
I would be all for a 5-way tie. Get your GGs out in chat for Diane.
Finishing with an official race time of 1:09:38. GG's, well done. Imagine if you could just get the ladder at 4 hearts in this seed, like how fast these runners would have got through it.
Yeah. I think what did they get their Diane got her ladder at what, like 54 minutes?
55 something, 54, 55 something. Mocco a little bit later. Who knew the most important item was a container heart somewhere in the world?
And so Mocco in level 9, so yeah, probably what, like 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And we do have Diane joining us. GG's. Staying alive.
Yes. Barely.
Yeah. So, heart anyone?
Yeah. You think you've played like 1,000 seeds of this? You think you've seen it all, but
Yep. Very, very well said.
I didn't know this one existed. Oh, this is so weird.
Well, once you did get that ladder, though, it was pretty easy. Just getting the 6 hearts to get the ladder would prove to be the most difficult part of the seed.
Oh yeah, and by the way, that's totally my kind of seed. Like, I love to skip stuff, and I was ready to skip items in 1 and 2 and everything, because yeah, it was just get the Triforces and wrap up. And
Yep.
the seed didn't agree with that.
Yeah, you missed the recorder in 2, but it turns out all it did was move you around. So
Yeah.
There's the bomb that Mocco has to give up, that you had to give up. Well, you could have paid. You could have paid the money instead of the bomb. But
I wanted the damage.
you wanted the silver
just
arrows.
me.
I don't blame you for wanting the silver arrows. And Mocco's hearing the roar that you heard.
Yeah, I'm confident he's gonna do exactly what I did, basically. He's got his next bomb.
Yeah, I mean, it's this level 9 living up to the name of the small 9s being worse than some of the larger 9s.
Yep.
Now, which actually I could look it up, but who have you not played yet?
I've played everyone.
You're done. Okay, you're 2-2. Okay. It's like Mocco has 1 more to play, Jam has 1 more to play, Opno and Potato Pony each have 2 to play. So a lot yet to be decided in this group. I mean, you've had a couple of close races too, so it probably feels good to get this one.
Yeah, but from the beginning, from the get-go, I knew it was a very tough group. Like, it's not like you're with the real group of death with someone like Saitan or something, but we've all really evenly matched, all pretty good. So yeah, I can't underestimate anyone in this group. They all pretty solid runners. So yeah, I knew from the get-go it was going to be a hard run.
Yeah, I was very happy not to be in your group. Yeah, I think
Oh, yeah.
ladder group and I think it's the raft group, the one with like Jess, Andy, and
Yeah, that was a
Yumi,
really
and
tight one.
that one's also very evenly matched.
Yeah,
So
totally.
those, yeah.
Yeah, and you never picked up the wand that Mako's using. Did you just decide it was just too slow to go pick it up, or I just didn't want it?
So my reasoning is I got silvers in pocket, and even though I've got no potion, I can switch to post strats
Mhm.
anytime I see a red bubble room. So
Hmm.
I'm figuring if I get red bubble anyway, I gotta find a blue bubble to fight Galam. So might as well do with silver arrows. So yeah.
Looks like Mako's taking a bit of a wrong turn. I think that bomb's down,
No, he can go
or is it here?
south here.
Okay.
Yeah,
On the way,
he just has.
Oh
a
yeah,
bump
yeah,
here.
because Zelda's the compass into the
Yeah.
Ganon into Zelda. What a dumb path at the end here.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's smiling at it. And yeah, he does need to finish this out because tiebreakers are a thing. I don't know how it works if you all end up tied at the same record, if they play it off or if there's a tiebreaker.
Oh,
It'd be fun if you all played it off.
The tiebreaker is, well, actually, I will reserve.
I
that
know
for
what
you.
it is for the wild card. I don't know what
Right,
it is
yeah.
for the division winner.
For division winner, I think it's average margin of victory for seeds where there's no forfeit.
Mm.
So yeah, just finishing it out is important. And get your GGs out in chat for Mocco, finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 1:15:26.
We'll see if he wants to come in as well. I mean, some of these early morning, I don't know if this is a I need to get to work situation, but yeah, I know it's always tough when you have the Europeans and the Americans. We do have Mako joining us. You want a heart? GG's, man.
Thank you, Tracy. GG's, Diane. That was
GG's Mocco.
hardest easy seed I have
Yeah.
ever
That
played.
is very well said. Yeah, you guys could not find hearts. We never saw another take any after the candle.
Yeah, we got that one probably within the first 30 seconds, and
Super early, yeah.
guessing the rest were all up on Death Mountain, and
Or blocked.
The first 10 minutes I felt pretty darn good. The
Mhm.
recorder found one, found two. I was leaving money behind. Like, we knew where the ladder was. Like,
You knew the wand. You're gonna
oh
have
yeah,
offense
I'm like,
upgrade.
I was trying not to go back to one. I'm like, I don't want to have to go all the way down to the southeast until I have my ladder, and then I'll pick up the one and finish up one, and it never happened.
Yeah.
Could not, when you're going into level 5 and 7 trying to find hearts, like that's not a good sign.
No, it really isn't. Yeah, I think your biggest downfall is you spent so much time in that level late, and it also ate up a bunch of your keys. So when you did finally get back to one, you had trouble getting through and getting everything, and getting the bow and getting the Triforce, and couldn't get the heart container there because it was another key block that direction.
Yeah, no overworld blocks, right? Other than
None?
Well,
presumably,
other than take any's.
presumably
Yeah.
take any's. Well, I don't know if
Yeah.
Diane made her way up to Death Mountain or not.
Yeah, I cleared the whole West Death Mountain, but
Oh,
not,
you did?
not East. The
Wow.
two open spots in East I didn't clear.
So
Yeah,
maybe
Diane
the
got her
river
ladder
spot-
around like 54, 55 minutes in.
Yep.
I mean, that right? So it's like 15 minutes from getting her ladder, Diane finishes. And kind of same thing for you. I mean, once you got your ladder,
You knew where
it just a
everything
matter-
was.
Yeah, you knew where all the Triforce were. They were all ladder blocks in Chevy rooms and moat rooms and any type of room with a ladder block. Even
I think-
even that heart in level 4, you could just
Oh, right? Oh, that was so
watching-
terrible.
watching your face where you just saw the heart on the floor across a river.
I picked up 4
Was-
Triforces in 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
it's like no overworld blocks, but we're gonna we're gonna give you a new twist that I don't know I've ever had a scene.
I haven't seen
like
this
this.
before.
Yeah,
This is,
No.
I said
this is
exactly
crazy.
the same thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like,
the
unreal.
the best part for me as just a viewer in the commentator booth was like knowing that the Triforce in level 8 was ladder blocked. You didn't know it yet, but you had seen 4, 5, and 6 were ladder blocked, and just the stone face that you gave.
Yep. And
I
and then
was-
like
yeah.
Triforce.
and then 5 wasn't even ladder block. You just no one wanted to kill the pole's voice without the bow.
Right. No, I was thinking of switching to like Kirby or Yoshi or something when I saw that ladder block in 8 for the Triforce, because I'm like, I'm cooked. There's no way I could come back from this.
Yoshi.
And then reading the chat, and I'm like, oh gosh, like it wasn't just me. Like, so that kind of made me feel a little bit better. But
The fun part is people were calling it the anti-chest jerk scene, but he would be laughing because he would have had that first heart, would have had that ladder way before you guys did.
Yeah, you might have. Totally.
that's right. And the candle was reasonably priced.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
41
Yeah, it's 41. So,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
Tracy,
wow.
we talked about it like 15, 20 minutes in that like, there's certain seeds where like, it makes sense to go reset and go buy your cheap candle. This, in hindsight, would have been the best seed to do that.
As it turns out, but at the time it sure didn't look that way. There's no reason to believe that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. It really was. I mean, I was saying in the race room chat, like after a while, I was just starting to get tilted. Like this is so nuts. And then I took some untimely deaths because of that. I'm guessing that
happens.
contributed to some of the 5 minutes, but it's like in between banging my head against the wall and taking deaths, I'm like, I can't progress here. What am I missing? And, but it was fun. I always like playing Diane. I always feel that we're relatively evenly matched and have
It
had
sure showed.
some good matches. Not subtract that first year when I was learning and I lost like 22 straight
fair.
to her, but like in the past year, I always look forward to these.
You can't
matchups.
count the early years. So I keep telling myself, right?
And to answer your question, what are you missing? The answer was hearts, as it turns out.
You did miss a red ring in 7. The Diane, I think, took a transport and went a couple of rooms in, got a red ring. I actually spent more time in 7 than you did when she went back for the Triforce. But you got the Triforce, didn't get the red ring, which, to be fair, you don't need it. But that does add up over time in terms of time saved. Probably not to 6 minutes, but it does help.
Yeah, a couple deaths, and it sounds like our 7 and 8 might have canceled each other out. Unfortunately, sounds like Diane got a red ring, and I saw a blue boomerang. So
You both found the blue boomerang. Diane just got there a little faster because I think she had the bow by then. Is that right, Diane?
That might
Yeah.
be the case, yes.
Yeah, she definitely was able to make quick work of those Pole's voice.
that was a fun one, in a way, but very frustrating, probably more than fun. So,
Well,
but I just gotta laugh at that. Like, I'm not disappointed in losing that one at all. It's just like, yeah, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, it does keep us at our, everybody can still finish 2-0. If you want to talk about fun things.
Wait, choo-choo.
I think
2-2,
I
yeah.
can play
2-2,
spoiler.
yeah, 2-2.
I think I can play spoiler. I think Op knows. Oh, wait, Op knows 2.
Opnos has 2
Jam-
races to
Jam
play.
has 3 wins though. Jam, no,
No,
he's not.
no.
No,
Nope.
Not yet.
no,
Nobody
We
has
can all
more
go
than
2
2
and
wins.
2
You
under
can
a
all
lot
still
of
go
crazy
2 and 2.
circumstances.
Yep,
Yeah.
it can still happen.
the
We
dream
really need to
is still
count on
alive.
Pony. Yeah.
We need Potato Pony to come back now and
Yep.
just
Yeah.
start cleaning house.
That's
So
right.
That will
I know.
offset it all. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's been fun, and thank you both for doing the comms. And I never know who the tracker is, so I apologize. Oh, it's Neonane. I'm sorry.
Neo No Nane doing
Neo
the tracker.
Nonane. Yes, thank you all for this early Friday morning race. I was glad I was off today and tried to make good time for both me and Diane, given
Nice.
time zone difference. So this is good.
One
Thank you,
final
guys.
question for you, Mako. What's in the coffee cup?
Oh, just water.
Just water.
Oh.
All right.
Yep, just water. If it was coffee, we would have had about a 90-second bio break right around the time we picked up that ladder. So, these morning, that's the only thing with morning race I have to be careful about is how much coffee have I had beforehand and during the race. So, just water.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to add before we go ahead and close this out?
No, that's it for me. Thank you guys for the restream.
Yep. Thanks everybody, and maybe the 2 and 2 dream, or I get to play some spoiler when I face Opno. Either or. This has been I'd say this group and the ring group, if you will, the one with Yumi and Jess,
Yep.
have the most evenly matched people. I'm not saying like the world beaters of the world, but just anybody could beat anybody any night, and
Totally
that
agree.
makes it really interesting.
Totally agree. Well, good luck to both of you, finishing out the tournament, and of course also in the future. Diane, you just gotta sit back and relax and watch the chaos happen. Mocco looks like you still have a race left, so.
I do. Thank you. Thanks everybody.
All right. The only race hard on the schedule. This person that's in the booth with me playing a little match with the guy who likes hearts. Bogey versus Chess Jerk at 10:15 tonight on Speedgaming. I'm pretty certain that one should get a restream. There are 3 other races on the schedule that could get a restreams if people signed up. We have McMonkey versus Shaddy at 2:15, the Pirate Chief versus King Doll at 4:15, BBQ.gov versus McMonkey at 7:45. So those of you out there that do click buttons and say words, those are out there for you, and maybe we can get some of those on the schedule as well. But that is pretty much going to do it for us. First of all, huge shout outs for Neo No Name for also waking up early with the rest of us and clicking those buttons behind the scenes. Trackers are always our MVPs. We can't do it without them. And Bogey, I'm so glad we got to do comms together.
I was very entertained. This was very fun. And yeah, as Diane said, you've probably seen, hundreds, maybe 1,000 seeds, and to be able to see something like this is always entertaining. So thank you for joining me for comms, and hope to get to do it soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to do it for us. Stay tuned for the next stuff over here on Speed Gaming. I believe there's some Link to the Past coming up. And of course, tune in for any of the races. Keep an eye on that schedule to see what else comes on. We'll see